She's an outspoken member of the House Republican Caucus. Minnesota Congresswoman Michele Bachmann joins us now live from Minneapolis. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day in Minneapolis.
Well, you're doing better. We're sort of gray here. Let me ask you some quick questions about the Congress and the Republicans in particular. Everybody's been talking about money being spent, and a lot of fingers have been pointed in the direction of Democrats about how much pork has been spent of late for Democratic pork projects. I don't look at it and see that the Republicans are doing much better in that category. Is this still a problem in your mind?
I think the earmarks are a real problem for both Democrats and Republicans. I think Washington, D.C. has a spending addiction, and the American people see that too. That's why we see the poll numbers the way that they are. The American people understand that now, since Barack Obama became president, they have an additional $18,500 of debt placed on their shoulder. The American people know that's not the way to prosperity, and unfortunately, the Democrats have been spending their way, thinking they can bring us to prosperity, but the American people are too smart for that. They know that it works just the opposite.
Let me ask you a question, though, because, I mean, you say that you have a pretty good record on this issue. You feel pretty good about your record on earmarks and pork?
Well, I feel that it's important that we take a look at all of them, and I have taken earmarks. When I first came in, I put a couple in for my district. I took a no earmark pledge last year, and when it comes to the transportation bill, I'll be looking at the authorization portion.
Well, I see the government watchdog group says that since you became a member of the House, you have taken in, $3.7 million in earmarks.
Well, the average earmark, I think, for the state of Minnesota for the members of Congress is somewhere around $70 million. And so mine is very, very small on that level. And that's from the first 2 years that I was in. After I saw the way that the process worked after being a freshman, I saw how corrupt it was, and I took an earmark pledge. And that's why I personally have no earmarks in the current budget bill and the stimulus bill that was passed this year.
There are a lot of Republicans who don't like what they see on Capitol Hill right now, and I'm sure you're one of them. But the numbers for the Hill are up significantly. I mean, 39% is nothing to really celebrate about, but it's much better than it was.
Well, it's nothing to celebrate. What we have to realize is that the American economy is in a very difficult place. And the solution called socialism, which is the one that's been embraced, unfortunately, by the Democrats this year, is not going to get us out of the problem that we're in. What we need to do is contract government spending, cut government wages, stop redistribution, say no to socialized medicine, say no to this new energy tax of $646 billion. The American people can't afford a 40% increase in their electric bill every month. We have to say no to that so we can get our economy back on track. It's telling when you have the Chinese lecturing America on fiscal responsibility. So that's not where we want to be.
Last question I have for you here is about these numbers that we've been talking about during this broadcast that show that perhaps the Obama policies are not as popular with the American people as they first were. What do you read into those numbers?
Oh, I think that's true. I just came from the northern part of my district and gave a speech up there. People are outraged at the out-of-control spending. They know that's not going to bring us to prosperity. There's a lot of normal, average Americans are saying, wait, this isn't what I was bargaining for. And I think that there better be a wake-up call in Washington, D.C. We have to stop the road to socialism.
Representative Michele Bachmann from Minnesota, thank you for joining.